Hello everybody, this is Onur from SOH channel. This episode will be our first ever episode for the gaming series where we try to experience history through gaming and have fun while doing so. Today we're going to start with one of my favorites, Imperator Rome. Uh, I love this game, I really do. I love this game for the mechanics it has. It truly feels like a revolutionary game, but it also has its setbacks, sadly. The game was abandoned early after being launched, which means that we can realistically play a handful of nations you can see on the left that has content. Now, even though I said this game is one of my favorites, I do not have much playtime on it. I prefer other titles from Paradox Interactive, which hopefully I can get to record them in the future. Today we'll be starting as Sparta, a nation I love in Imperator. To be honest, it's the nation I played the most for their militaristic gameplay. But today, for this time, I'm just going to try and do my best to relax. Okay, so right away, let's look at our alerts. We have the story characters in our kingdom, we always will, we don't care about them. Then we have our missions, which is the content I mentioned previously. Spartan 1 is quite simple to do though, it's just development and expansion. Then we see the requirements and the rewards for each mission on this tab. Then we have technology. The technology tree in this game can be overwhelming for new players, but it's not that deep. You get points over time and get bonuses. It is as simple as that. Then we can look at our government. Here we have ideas. It is a reference to when Greeks started thinking and having ideas and philosophies in history. Jokes aside, this tab is quite important and you get lots of bonuses here if you choose wisely. We also have omens we can call, basically god powers. Every 5 years we can get extra bonuses, and for this time I'm using Yakintos. Once you click a province, you can access their buildings tab on the bottom left, as you can see. I'm trying to see what is the best one I can build for early game setup, and as my population is stable enough, I'll be going with tax office because I'm Turkish, and if I learned anything from my president, it would be taxing the people. Now we have the trading system, and it is actually very basic. You can trade from every state you have, and if you have a surplus of a trade good in your capital, you get a bonus across your realm. I advise players to import trade goods based on the happiness of their populations. By doing so, you can have more productive people in your country, as unhappiness leads to them being unproductive and unloyal, which can lead to a revolt. If not handled quickly, you can lose the game very fast. Okay, it's been 6 years since the game started, as you can see on the top right, and I feel confident enough to attack my neighbor Messenia. Uh, this game has an obnoxious diplomacy, but it is manageable if you have prior experience to Paradox games. As you can see, Messenia is telling us that it is fatherless by being in a defensive pact with almost everybody on Morea. But we are Spartans, so we should have the upper hand nonetheless. Alright, now we're having our first set of battles of the campaign. I have managed to lure them into my capital where I'll be getting defensive bonuses and they'll be getting attacker disadvantages. It also helps me a lot that the AI is stupid to not work together and stack on top of my city. If they did that, I'd be absolutely demolished. I had no chance at all. The battle system in these games are almost all the same. We roll a dice and we deal damage, and the bonuses we have help us with that. These bonuses can be light or heavy infantry damage, army morale boost, cavalry shock, etc. There are people who know unfathomable amounts of information on these, which I am no expert in. Yes, even after 30,000 hours across multiple games, I'm not sure how to play them. These games are that complex. Okay, now that I have picked off a good chunk of their armies, I can siege the war goal and get points. Once I siege it down, I will wait for one of their smaller armies to come and try to lift the siege, which then I can attack and destroy, so that I can have more war score from defeating their forces. Oof, well, I am in a pickle here. While I was trying to abuse the AI, it decided to smarten up and send 7,000 army on their capital. I think I might not win this, so instead of just having my manpower drained, I will simply take what I came for and just peace out. Okay, now that I have peaced out, I need to make sure the local population welcomes the Spartan role. Since I have a new province and the former owner of the province is annexed, I can access their production, which other nations want to obtain by trade. Uh, this feature is quite nice because you can now control what you export. It's especially important when you get more and more states and provinces. You get you get to decide what your rivals eat, basically. Hello there, it is me, Onur, from the future. Around 60 years in the future, if you check top right. This footage is from my second session of playing. I know, it is a big time skip, but there's not much to do in this game. Although fun, this game basically has one gameplay loop: develop, conquer, and so on. Other games in this series are much more in depth. In depth. Oh my god, why am I struggling with this? Um, for example, Crusader Kings is more focused on dynasty and like personal characters, which I think makes the game more interesting to play. But there's literally zero trade mechanics in that game, which just makes me very, very sad. This is the last battle before I conquer all of Moria. Well, quote unquote conquer. I still have the boss estate, etc. But you know, I'll just speed it up for now, and then we can check out the world afterwards. Okay, we have conquered Morea, well, most of it, and made ourselves a little cute legion of 8,500 men. You can see them train and get experience here. They're quite fun. They're the best part of the game, I think. Okay, let's see. Rome is doing Rome things. Over here we have the Seleucids just killing themselves. Parthians are just chilling up north. Mario's big. Carthage still exists. No Carthago delende est this time. And Albion is looking interesting too. Okay, here's some map modes for you guys to enjoy if you're interested uh, in this kind of thing. Thanks everyone so much for watching. This was a script over a pre-recorded video, like first time doing a proper video like this, so I'd love to hear some feedback, how to get better, etc. What did you like, what did you didn't like? Um, you know, all this YouTube stuff is kind of scary to me. Well, anyways, thank you guys again, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye bye.